Hello, everybody. Welcome to Legacy. I believe we're on episode 19, but it could be 18. Don't hold me to it. In any case, handling tonight's recap and will be more accurate than my episode count is Drop Zone, or as we now know him, Quincy. Take us away.
A lone man fought against overwhelming odds. With companions he met, but hasn't really cared for. Saw them as a means to an end, to be honest, but a means that was most powerful. And so he fought. He fought to survive, unfortunately. Survive was all he could do. On the other side of the world, another group fought to survive. Not just survive, but to protect. But for some, survive was all they could do. The aftermath of the battle against Diagabal's forces was hard fought and won with sore thoughts and loss. People were still reeling from Kaishin's death, but they all knew that next steps had to be made eventually. While everyone was figuring out what those next steps entailed, what it meant to fight on after losing. The dragon turtle was beyond repair, at least so it seemed. But Goldrak called in a favor to one Quincy, the man who just survived without any of the companions making it. He came in only due to Goldrak's influence somehow, and he was able to fix it. He had just the right tool for the job. Goldrak knew that. And so they reconvened, reunited, and while Quincy was apprehensive, he finally accepted Goldrak's suggestion of being the next member of this party. He didn't really know how to make introductions, but luckily, Petra is not afraid of being the voice of many things. And so she saw a nervous man and decided to make a new friend. Eventually, he opened up a little bit and admitted his interest in joining them to the Scar. The rest of the group was apprehensive, but willing. They all knew that capable fighters are hard to find, and an extra sword can be the difference between life and death. And so they decided to test his mettle a little bit. Tram wanted to break some chairs, but he opted to catch Tram by surprise and throw him to the ground before he had a chance to think. Tram, somewhat impressed by Quincy's strength, relented a little bit. And so the days passed, and eventually the new party joined forces on the next ship to the Seventh Scar. Unfortunately, it was not the full-powered warship that they were hoping for, but it was a boat, and it was just what they needed to get to where they needed to be. More introductions and more practice combats were made between the party and Quincy, showing that Quincy was indeed a capable fighter. And just as when things were beginning to reach a point of calm, a point of joy, terror struck the boat as large, monstrous creatures began to assail us. These titanic forms, too large for normal weapons to overcome. Relying on the few pieces of artillery we had available, we were eventually able to just take down one of them. We were thinking that maybe we had a chance, although small, but hope was on the horizon in the form of Grandmaster Relish, who, in a force of sheer, overwhelming speed and might, dispatched the other foes with such force only to be considered an act of force of nature, really. And with that revelation, with that moment of salvation, the party knew that this was the kind of force that they would have to fight against. That this was the threats that they would face, and this was their future, their legacy to be made.
Excellent. And starting Act 2 proper, give you maximum inspirato. Appreciate the recap. Return to the Scavenger. Not the boat promised, but the boat that got the job done, as was addressed. On board the ship, our party mates and Relish. As they sail the Seventh Sky, their legacy begins. Standing on board ship, right next to the captain, Relish, massive smile across his face. So these are the new recruits for the Obsidian Guard. Hail. Come forth. Meet one of your guildmaster.
Quincy, kind of being the nearest, would step forward. He would place his weapon along his back and would just kind of take a bit of a bowing motion. I'm amazed to see your strength in action there, Grandmaster. My name's Quincy. Hope to be one of your new recruits soon.
If rumors are true, you've one last task to complete. Travel into the Obsidian Guard by surviving the Seventh Scar.
As we shall do.
That's what
Flying
we've been
colors.
told.
The Angels of the Deep are powerful celestials, those kraken-looking creatures. But nothing compared to the Titans that I had to go toe-to-toe with so many years ago. Still, the land is filled with dangerous creatures. This is your last chance to turn around, for I hail us into dock.
The fate of Petra's people and a promise she made to someone important prevent her from backing down now. She will continue pushing forward until she reaches her goals.
And say the rest of you. This task must each be agreed upon. Captain Kira can bring you back if need be. You need that all exit.
I've gone too far and sacrificed so much, and there's still more at stake than you can imagine. I'm in.
Excellent.
Ain't exactly about to turn back now. Too much at stake.
Brave.
Tram just shrugs. When do we dock?
Soon. And you two?
I'm still here, aren't I? As all Valette says.
That you are. Though the ship hard to vacate.
I mean, I could jump overboard, but I won't.
Your spirit. I appreciate it. Captain Kieran, you know what to do. He pulls out a gun and it has a flare. He points in the sky and shoots it. And then you see that the island that looks like it's so far away, a mirage fades. And it's nothing but about 200-300 feet now, and it looks massive. People always try to reach Seventh Scar unprepared for what they'll meet. But few ever make it. You are those few. Bring us in, Captain Kira. Let them meet those who stand at the front of this fight that never ends. Captain Kira nods, starts swinging the ship towards Doc. Relish just leans over the edge, and you guys are free to engage him or each other as you see fit. We will be landing very soon.
It kind of looks over at Quincy. You took a few hits on that last fight. Here, let me patch you up a little bit, and you'll start to see kind of his hair start to glow and twine and twist, and some pollen start to shoot out.
He will kind of nod, and he'll tell you, we have more fighting to be done, but if you have strength you're willing to spare, and you won't be worse for wear in the coming battles, then I will happily accept.
You'll learn fast. I tend to keep people on their feet around here. And second level cure wounds coming at you.
Okay. Make an Arcana check. Alright, DM. I'll send you a DM.
While he's doing that, Petra will look over to Master Relish. She's forbidden from these lands by the Marilith that has taken over our clan, so going forward she must go under disguise.
Who decided that?
Petra does not wish to risk the potential consequences to her people. She'll simply don a veil, and hopefully that'll be enough.
Sounds like an obstacle that needs to be taken down eventually.
It is her hope that she can save her people from this Marilith, but this Marilith is also Petra's sister.
One of the monstrous ones, I imagine.
Yes, Petra and Kira are some of the last remaining monstrous daughters of Diagabal.
We slayed one or two recently. There may only be 4 left, perhaps 5, including you two. That would make 3.
She is saddened, but she understands why.
They can be free in our presence, just as free as you and Kira are now. They've made their choice, and you're making yours.
You are right, Master Relish. It doesn't change the sorrow in her heart for how much of her family must die so the world can be at peace. But it's a peace that every humanoid and every monster deserves.
As a goblin myself, I know how it feels. Have my people viewed as monsters. Though they may fit better into society today than Nagas, I have been there before, and I still face it every day. We'll get through this. Shatter the fiction that they've created. Rewrite our own stories.
Thank you, Master. She hopes she can make that true for her people as well. Now, if anyone needs her, she will begin putting the disguise together.
Excellent.
Now, Master Relish,
Yes, young man.
one of the reasons I took on this journey was, well, to stay on the path, really. But I'm looking for any information you may have in regards to the Titan's Bane items. You may know that my mother is a victim of one of those items. Assuming she's under the protection of Captain Octavia. I hope you have something that I might be able to learn about these items.
We've done great research on the Titan Bane. They're very difficult to destroy. When we find a way, or perhaps when you do, we will take full action. For now, our remedy has been means to contain it and protect its host. That may not be the answer you hope for, but I assure you if there was already a cure, she would no longer be under such an affliction.
I figured as much, but I beg you that whenever I get to the guild as a full member, if you have a research team put together, if I may be a part.
You can escort our research team to Golden Sun as your first official mission should you reach the guild successfully. You may not know this, but we're close to your homeland. Very close.
Well, I may have burned some bridges there on my way out, but if there's any resources I can pull on there, I'll do so for the guild.
There's a ruin in the Golden Sun. One that we think may have the key to destroying the Titan's Bane. Your team will have first picketed should you join the ranks and survive the Seventh Scar. Not to sound grim, but these lands are unforgiving.
I understand. But I got more heart than muscles, some would say. I don't give up easy.
Good. He turns and looks. We don't have a proper dock yet. Many dangerous monsters. We'll have to jump into the smaller rowboats and meet us by the stairs at the fort. You can see a tiny fort baked into the side of the mountain. It has cannons just flanking out towards the ocean, and then on the opposite side as well. They can't see those as good. This looks like a massive military operation with the few making up for the many. See you when you dock. You just take a skip like Hawk does in the older films, coming to the middle of the vessel and then taking a leap all the way to land, which is about 100 feet away.
I like this man. He's got age but doesn't show it except in his wisdom.
Certainly got a sense of style.
Calvin is undoing a bag as you guys are talking. Here, you should disperse this to your team. He walks over to Pram, since he was the law enforcement at the previous sales rack. These are 6 potions of greater healing. To divvy them up evenly, or you can keep them all in your person. What you do is up to you.
This is most generous.
What would be most generous is turning this vessel around. But you want to do this, we're going to do what we can to make sure you survive.
Trot nods. Trod. Wow. Didn't say my own name. Tram nods.
Father.
It's his nickname from high school.
There you go.
He'll pass him out to the group.
Then he walks over. Declan, the Seventh Star is a red desert. You will have certain advantages trying to survive this terrain being from a place that is a desert. Use that advantage during your overland travels to take the best route necessary.
Yeah, never would have thought I'd be using that in my adventures, but here we are.
That's all I have for you folks today. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rowboat strapped. Soon you'll be the start of your future is today.
Leans over to Declan. Did he say desert? Oh, I thought the ocean was bad enough. What is going on with these places?
Not every place in the world is a verdant forest. We make do with what's around us. I mean, we didn't have a choice but to learn how to live in such conditions. But, you know, I wasn't there when they first settled the place. When I was born, they were already flourishing. So the hard part was already done.
Flourishing in this desert, arid climate. You'll have to teach me how, as you see him like hold his jar of dirt. And I thought I was done with this.
I mean,
Water.
there's a lot
Lots
more
of
than
it.
dirt in the desert.
I've seen hints of it. That's not the type of dirt I'm used to. Besides, doesn't that get like, I don't know, in places or in your ears?
Well, that's why you cover your face. That way it doesn't get in uncomfortable places.
You like see him kind of like look around and he's like barely wearing anything but like, you know, brushed like cloak around his waist and everything and like cover up. I could give it a shot, I guess. I see all of you keep doing it.
And he'll look over to Quincy, who just approached.
I just wanted to confirm. I heard of your story, and I heard that Titan's bane afflicts your family.
Yes.
While I've heard stories of the Titans, the word bane was only mentioned so briefly. I'm sorry to say I can't give you an answer today, but I am good at finding answers, so I'll be happy to assist. And once we find that answer, we'll just have to see how fast we can spread it around.
I appreciate any help you're willing to give.
The thought of Titans holding innocent folk hostage under their thumb pains me. I will do whatever I can to assist. And kind of gives you a nod. Again, he's not looking in the eyes. He almost like is like looking at your chin when he's talking to you, and he kind of looks at Chestrax's body. And well, I definitely recommend changing your attire once we hit the arid climates. You'll go from photosynthesis to well, burnt shrubbery in a matter of days.
He just shivers thinking about that. Oh, yeah, no, I definitely need to figure out how to cover up.
Those kind of points at your head to the vines that healed him. Those are cool. I want you to keep those.
You just see him grab him. You and me both. You need to start like moving like a snake, like almost like slapping his hand.
Weird but cool. I'll take it. He has never seen a dryad before, male or female. He just understands the concept. He's like, he looks at you like, I don't get you, but I know it's cool. But you make no sense. And he kind of just nods, and again, very almost socially awkwardly, kind of just starts making his way towards the other side of the boat. Oh, pardon me, madam.
And then, as Petra finally comes out, Declan tries to catch her. So finally back home, huh? that either.
Yep. Months of being away. This will be the first time she has felt its sands. She really hopes she's doing what's right.
You're doing the only thing you know, what you can do.
She like reaches up and is like anxiously like stroking and pulling at some of her hair to make sure it's like orderly and looks somehow if she can like design it to look differently than how it normally looks. But she like looks to you in her disguise. It is important, Declan, that Petra is not discovered by any intelligent monsters. Any scouts or any creature that brings back information to the Merilith, her people, her mother, her sisters, they could suffer.
If such a risk ever poses itself, I'll make some sort of illusion you can hide within. I won't let it happen.
She must do what she can, but she hopes she won't be too much of a burden at the same time. And she like still anxiously like strokes at a strand of hair until there's like a snap and some of her hair is in her hand. Oh.
I know you're nervous, scared even, but this is not the reason why you went on this adventure to begin with. This was gonna be something we all had to do at some point.
You are right. There's just so much on the line, so much to risk, but it's a risk that has to be taken. But she knows she will at least accomplish it with all of you by her side. And as she says that, there's another like strand of hair that just seems to detach from her head and fall to the ground. She may be experiencing a form of stress.
Valette picks it up and tries to put it back in. It's okay. We'll get it fixed. You're okay.
Hey Valette, you want to roll a medicine for me? You do notice that a lot more of her hair seems to be falling out than normal.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. She's just trying to be so careful. Like, she's trying to help you fix it. And she's just like, it's coming out in her hands. And she's like, oh Lord. Oh, nope. I think it looks perfect just the way it is. And she'll just put her hands up and step back.
Is something the matter?
Nothing at all. You look gorgeous.
You see,
Chestrix would kind of.
good.
Chestrix would kind of walk around, like seeing your outfit. And think, Petra, it's like all veiled and covering you up, correct? Petra, that's perfect. Could you make another one of those? Would he like be able to see your hair falling out and everything, or not really?
I mean, you saw Valette just step away with a whole bunch of it in her hand, so it's
Yeah.
up to you.
Oh, you would just go. By the way, do you know that you're losing large chunks of your hair?
Nope. No. Okay.
Is she?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, look at Valette's hand.
It's a lot. It's okay though.
She has been shedding a lot more recently. The Great Molt could be
Oh.
coming. It'd be arriving very early, though.
Excuse me? Vicky just kind of swings down like a firefighter off the crow's nest to you, Petra. Hey, Petra, you know I got some cream for that. I keep it downstairs next to the biscuits I be fucking.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
Next to the biscuits I be tucking.
Right.
You know, you gotta roll the flour, meet it out real good, like.
I'll be on the boat, heading to the dock.
Petra thanks Sticky Dicks for his generosity, but she believes a normal part of the Naga life cycle.
All right, well, you need to be pounding flour. Maybe literally, maybe not literally, but I came down here to say land and hose. Land and hose. Now get in the boat and get on, get out.
Of course, she'll say goodbye to her sister and she will head with all of you. And Petra will quickly slither on up the stairs, give Kira a big old hug. You're gonna do great things. Do not let our father design your legacy. And she will slither back to the group.
Be free, Petra. Be free. All right. You just gotta go down there about 60 feet on these boats. They'll receive you at the stairs. Good luck.
So you kind of look to the guild hands. He wouldn't be looking at any of them in the eye, but he would kind of like shake each of their hands, pat them on the back, and would then jump down in one of the boats to start rowing.
Tramp takes a second to look over the railing, kind of down in the water, looking for any of those creatures that were smacking them around earlier, not seeing anything, and then jumps in.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting out of the frying pan and into the fire.
We knew what we were signing up for.
Yeah, I'm just talking about going into the desert.
That's your concern. That's amazing.
Stay alive. We're sailing out. You just found out she's got a captain's hat on. She tips it a little bit. You see the vessel begin to retreat. She starts to turn.
She is so proud to call her sister.
You all sail out to land. You might have done some boat juggling, but did pre-copy you. As you all kind of pull up to the steps, you see Relish waiting at the top, his arms folded behind his back. You can hear the military marching and people doing exercises and shouting different kinds of orders. You can tell it's probably hectic here, but it's a good kind of hectic, a military hectic. Everyone's doing what they have to do, and if anyone doesn't, then everyone dies. It's not a big deal. In any case, Relish greets you. Come on. You'll meet those at the front. Then you'll head through the back.
Lead the way.
You can already feel like familiar desert winds, primarily outside the city, Declan, from where you grew up. But it's the same ultimately. The thing is, the vibe here is completely different. You're used to your desert. Here it's just grim. It feels awful. And it's hotter than any sun could ever make it. They call this place the Path to Darkness, where a lot of people have died. Others are driven mad. Brave survive.
Looking around this place.
I understand why. Ooh.
You see the mages are burning a pile of corpses. Can't keep them. They may raise up again and be our enemies, even if they were once our brothers and sisters.
Wait, they rise back from the dead?
Sure, you've heard of zombies or skeletons. These are something fierce. Shadows that can shrink. Snap your strength away. Touch.
You see Chesrex shudder in a way you've never seen before. Such unnatural magic. Gosh, I never knew what such evil things existed before this. Could he like somehow examine them and like see if he could detect the type of magic associated with it?
Sure, since it's dealing with undead, it'd be a religion roll, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell from the school of necromancy, and then you also understand shadows. They are as they sound. They're literal shadows, like just like the one you cast, but they come up and they'll strangle you, they'll choke you, and they'll quite literally drain your body of your physical strength until you die, whether that's because you lost enough health or because you've got no strength left to give. Then, at the end of that road, you'll become one of them, unless your body is destroyed.
burning these things away. We can't have them come back. This foul magic. This needs to stop.
The bodies. Soldier, civilian, both?
Both.
Trent just takes a deep sigh.
There's not enough Obsidian Guard members these days, which is why you must make the trek to reach the guard yourself. Often our units do that. We can't afford our full resources and training when people cannot make the journey. The journey is the easiest part of joining the guard, yet the end of the road for many who travel.
Are there records maintained for those that pass?
Of course, we must honor the fallen. They've given so much, cannot be forgotten.
Is there a way to see the list, Tug?
They-
I'm looking for someone.
They died here at the front. There's a post behind the Orcish routine you could see to the right. They're going to clear out soon and go on expedition. When they clear out, you're safe to traverse through the wall and check the ledgers. You can see like bronze plates with iron words etched into them for the people that have fallen. Like a memorial, but made on the site.
Kind of along that back wall here.
He said the expedition's leaving soon.
Quincy kind of looking to Relish. Before we set off on our path, may we take a moment to rest from the fight you found us in?
Of course, you can go inside the barracks here. Cannon fire prepared against the threats of the sea. Soldiers in the front facing those that come from the north. I suspect you'll be able to take a short rest here with no issues whatsoever.
There was something I heard of. There were scars, remnants of other dimensions.
Of the Titans that broke through. Aye.
Yes, there are
It is
plenty
true.
of portals. Multiple of them. I believe about a dozen on record. Each one leads to a Titan Lord. 5 lead to different timelines, different realms. They're hard to find, but they are plenty. When they appear, they're always trouble.
Are they fixed?
They're fixable, but not by the means you possess. The power instilled in our guild rings, when combined, can close a portal forever. But it takes a great deal of effort, and 7 are guarded by the 7 Titans.
Do they shift? Are they random? Do they follow patterns?
They're mostly random except for Bellatrix's portal. She seems to be the most active, as though she's placing it where she pleases.
Quincy kind of, as he hears this, he kind of hears a drop of rain in his head, and time almost slows down for a moment for him as he starts to understand what this means, what it is to be a rift in the dimensions. And I will activate Detect Portal. Are there any within 1 mile of us?
Within 1 mile of you? No.
Okay.
But I will say, because of your features, how niche it is, I'm okay with you doing 10-mile detections.
If you'll give it to me, I'll say okay, fine. Whatever you'll give me. It's once per rest, so
I figured, yeah. This is once per rest, we'll do 10, and then, yes, there's one about 7 miles out.
Quincy will. What's the cardinal direction? We're talking like northwest, southwest.
Northeast.
Quincy We'll call it Relish. There's one to the northeast, 7 miles out. Don't know what or why.
You have a gift then. So you have a choice when you venture out there. Avoid it, go through the eye. I suggest you avoid it for now until you're properly equipped to close in them. This skill of yours, this power, it can come in handy. Strength is not only measured in the foes we can defeat, but in the utility we provide. Your ability to hunt down portals is something I haven't seen before. It'll be very useful in the war to come.
I'll be honest, I don't know how I know, but I know. I will attempt to understand this feeling, but I would let, as he sees the crew going off, he will flag down the commander and he will inform them of the estimated location and make sure that they are steering clear if they're not prepared for it.
Look at your commander. Thank you, recruit. Your name?
I'm Quincy. I'm working to be a proper member of the God.
See, I may yet fight alongside you one day. This information could be the difference between my battalion getting home or not. And for that, I thank you.
Quite strong. Survive. I will join you on the front when it is time.
He nods. You hear, Mark? The recruits are ready. So that means you're all late. Let's get to move on. And they move out, eating the information.
Kind of nods to Relish. When we have a moment, I will attempt to use this, ensure people are well informed, but for now I'll attempt to use it to guide our way.
I'm going to do a scout with this information provided. My speed and strength means I'll be able to get a good look and get out. Probably by the time you complete your short rest.
I would tell you to be careful, but I feel that's redundant coming from a recruit.
Let's see what's waiting for me on the other side. In any case, find yourselves needing to the barracks. The soldiers here are guards given to us from around the world. Leaders and nobles who still believe in the Obsidian Guard, since we don't have enough members. You may not be a full-fledged member of our ranks yet, but you stand as their peers, equals, for those that are not given a station of command, such as the York Commander. So, make yourself at home. These are your co-workers, I suppose is the easy way of saying it.
Grandmaster, if you're going to fight, make it flashy. Heroes need to be flashy.
That's why I wear a cape, even though it has some functions that are beneficial. He smiles at you and feels like a Superman jump off.
Kind of, you hear Quincy under his breath. Oh, that's cool. And would kind of look to the group and just go like, well, I'm gonna need a moment, not sure about you.
I could always use a moment to clear my mind.
Vestrax is gonna look over at Petra and Villette. What just happened?
We are watching Legends in the Making. She took the least amount of harm, so she'll make sure all of you can rest.
Thanks. Normally the sun would help me, but I already feel myself kind of going from waterlogged to dried out husk.
We need to get you some water, Tree Man.
Oh, something fresh, please. I have so much salt in so many places already. You just hear like creaking and stuff from like the different parts of him moving.
Well, I can start turning some salt water into fresh water.
Hmm?
I can start taking some of the ocean water, make it fresh for you.
Ooh. I mean, never heard of such a thing before. I was just gonna find a clean barrel somewhere to rinse off, but maybe, yeah. You
Pretty simple.
are
Just
full of
takes-
surprises, Quincy.
Just gotta boil it a little bit with a way to collect the steam. Take a few minutes, but I can set it up.
Thank you.
And Quincy will take a moment to bring out some of his survival supplies and start making a kind of a bit of like a rain catcher of sorts, to start kind of purifying and try to separate the salt from the salt water.
See, one of the knights get off the cannon. You all need a table. Those treasure chests over there have supplies. And bust tables that you pull them out, they instantly form themselves. There's food in the crate in the middle too. Also magic. It's hard to keep things here from perishing. So we use petty magic, as the masters call it. Keep things preserved. There's meat in there too, but don't drink too much if you're gonna go out there today. Just drink enough to get a little bit of a buzz. If you need any supplies, you can speak to any of these knights here. The only way any of this works is if we all work together. So, your needs are my needs, and mine are your needs. You understand that, don't you?
Thank you very much. We'll make sure to only take what we need.
Of course. There's no limit to what you can take. More of a trust thing. Once you get out in a place like this, if you don't got trust, you don't got nothing.
Oh, hello there. She steps away quickly.
Now, hold on now. If you want to shoot the cannon, just say it. You can take a practice shot.
Oh, I very much, yes, would like to do that.
All right. Let's see here. Avalanche, target, Roger. You see them shoot out a frisbee-looking thing. There you go, girl. Let them rain.
What do I roll? I'm so excited.
Since it's pretty much just a really big gun for you, you can use your normal gun. If it matters, we'll use the cannon's damage. What, a minus 15?
What the hell? Minus D20?
Good lord.
Oh my god, how'd you do this?
You have minus
Just-
20
yeah.
on your...
Don't put the 19-20 in there for the crit. Just put 19.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yep. Not that I've experienced that.
Well,
Aim.
all right, now give us a real roll right now. Once you fixed it.
Wow, you could even hit like a mundane object.
There you go. You have a minus fucking 20 right now. Okay, so you shoot it, and the board that goes flying just gets shattered as you do like, I think it's 60-10 damage for a fucking cannon. It just blows up. Damn, we might have to put in the papers to get you to stay here with us. That was a good shot you got there, lady.
Villette laughs and takes a little bow and steps away. Thank you for indulging me.
They kind of nod. See, everyone here is kind of working a family, but you can tell that they're all like sweaty and dirty, and some of them even have blood on their clothes. It's a rough life, so they find the light wherever they can. Is anyone doing anything of importance before we check if there's going to be an attack on the front, or if we complete our show, right?
Cheshrex is going to be feeding Killshot and wrapping himself up in one of the random tarps. Like a shawl. But like clumsily because of the tarp.
Petra is currently just watching both Tram and Quincy's back as whatever it is they're doing.
And
Yeah,
Tram
because-
is searching the wall for his sister's name frantically.
I guess Declan would try to find proper clothing for the arid climate we're about to embark into for the rest of the party.
Probably like, I'm gonna say like 40-45 minutes into the rest, Quincy would come back to Cheshirax and he would have kind of like the cauldron that he used, like almost like a soup cauldron that he found, and he boiled off and separated the salt out, and he goes, it's still might be a little warm, but it'll be it won't have salt, so.
Thanks. Anything in this type of environment, and you'll just see him immediately just like take off the little bit of wrapping he had and just pour it over his head and just drench himself from head to toe. It just spills everywhere. Oh, refreshing. Thanks, Quincy. You're kind of an odd guy, but I appreciate you.
Coming from the living plant, I'll take it.
Just gives you a big old smile. You'll have to teach me that teleportation trick sometime.
That one's... You know, I know I can do it. Hard to explain how or why. Kind of just, like, I want to be there, and instead of choosing a straight line, I'd choose to just be there.
That's not so different than what I can do, but I know how I do it.
He takes out a piece of paper and he kind of like, I learned this once, and it kind of helped me understand before I was able to control it. And he kind of takes out a piece of paper and he draws like 2 circles and he goes, "What's the fastest way between here and here?"
And you'll just see him like put his hand on one circle and just straight line across to the other.
Right. But what if you didn't want to go that distance, or if there was a wall in between?
You find a tree and see if you can go through it.
Or similarly, and you'll see him fold the piece of paper, so when the 2 circles line up, and he takes his finger and he stabs a hole through it. And now I'm on the other side.
I don't get it.
It's almost like I'm trying to be in 2 places at once.
But how can you be
If
in 2 places at once if you're still here?
I don't know. But when I think like that, it works.
Your magic makes no sense.
But it works.
Huh?
And he's like,
shrug in front of his hands. Yeah.
He see him shrug with you, and he's like, he knows he can't explain it, but he knows he can do it, and he's like, it's better than nothing.
It'll certainly come in handy.
Declan kind of turns around here in the conversation. That's the beauty of magic. There are very few individuals in the world that understand every facet of what magic can provide. Many people dedicate their whole lives to learning the many secrets that it holds. You can never stop learning.
I guess, but your all's magic is just different. Magic is what comes from the earth, from nature itself. It flows through you. It twirls you around, as you'll see him like kind of like wave his arms out and everything. It surrounds you. It kind of encompasses you. It holds you. It lashes out from you.
Teleports behind you and grapples you to the ground with a bit of a smile.
Yeah.
Whereas your magic draws on the power of nature, I use mine to grasp on the other elements of the world and tap into, well, the very weave of magic itself to construct illusions or maybe take material form. It takes a great deal many forms in our world.
And what about you, Quincy, as he like tries to wiggle his way out? Where does your magic come from?
He starts thinking. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, I think.
He's gonna give you a dex saving throw.
Are you tripping?
Try to like dazzle his way out of it.
All right. Oh no, he didn't grapple you, but
Oh, I thought you were like you tackled him and pinned him.
no. He was just referencing the time that he did.
Oh, so he was just gonna twirl around out of the way and everything, and just be like, huh. Well, mixing these two, it's different.
Make an insight, either of you. I would say if you're kind of listening to him say that and describe his magic.
Of course.
Oh yeah, he's trying to figure people out because he has no idea of any other types of magic other than his own.
I'm just gonna. When he says, I really don't know, you get the sense that he has a theory that is yet to be proven. Like, he can't prove his magic, but he has a thought.
Well, if you ever have any questions or theories you want to discuss, I'm always open to talk on the matter.
Once we've proven ourselves and we've kind of figured out our place in this mess, maybe.
But for the time being, I think I'll use the time we have to. Well, I found something interesting, but I want to dig more into it first before I reveal its contents.
You dig into our brain and let me know when it's time to start digging with hands.
I'll let you know.
He would kind of sit down and kind of stretch his shoulders and stretch his limbs around.
You guys done comparing the size of your magics?
I don't know. How's big as yours?
Satisfactory.
You see Tetrax
For
laugh.
you, or
Heard that one before.
Petra looks slowly over to Valette. Men.
I don't feel the need to compare it to others.
We'll see what we can do later.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't
Petra,
sound-
what's going on with your hair right now? Your head's almost as patchy as Dickie's
Tran,
back.
Stop! Don't!
What? Is she still losing hair?
Yeah, do you want
Petra,
me to
I'm gonna make
try-
you a lovely wig. It's gonna be beautiful. Don't worry.
Well, thank you, Valette. Don't worry, everyone. This is just a early part of her life, she suppose.
You're not becoming old that fast, are you? You don't seem it.
No, she's only
scales?
53.
So then why is your hair getting all patchy? What did you call it?
The molt.
Oh.
Though it's only supposed to happen every 100 years, not 50 years.
Come on, Butterfly, you should know about this.
She supposes it could be brought on from the sorrow of losing Kaishin, but she also doesn't know whether it's the will of this Titan blood either.
It is stressful times we are in now. But it's gonna be fine. I don't know anything about this. This is a strange thing happening. But it's gonna be fine, and I think we should all stop calling attention to it. I think
Everyone, shit's about to get real.
Oh,
perfect.
What's
Game
happening?
face.
No, stay put. It's not something we can fight. See the dwarven statue climb on top of the building and just solidify. The combat giant jumps into the ocean. And the mages get inside quickly. And then once they get inside, you can see that the statue uses his war pick and he cramps it into the facility. A force field erects around it. The arbalists pull out their crossbows and duck behind cover, and all the knights reel in the cannons and close the doors, which then becomes transparent so you can see through the other side. They all go, "The only thing we can do now, be quiet." I know you people. There's some things out there that ain't meant to be.
Titan Lord. Hey. Is it the Forgotten One they talked about?
That sounds large.
He looks at the facility. Slams its tail against the force field. The entire foundation shakes. And then you see it kneel and make a head run towards the door. The dwarven graveslayers jump out of the way, as well as the mages. And you can see the front foundation begins to crumble a little bit. Now, you see the statue jump down, slam in the back of the Tarrasque's head. It does 0 damage. The Tarrasque is the threshold of 50. It is a legendary creature and always should have been treated like one. The Tarrasque's tail whips it, sending the dwarven statue tumbling. And the dwarven statue immediately begins to let off steam and fly away. Tarrasque can easily deal with flying opponents as it uses its powers over gravity to lift up a massive pile of rubble and sends it flying towards it. But the goal wasn't to face it, the goal was to lure it away, and that it succeeded. Hopefully the statue returns. God damn. Twice in 1 month. Never came twice in 1 month. Something's stirring out there, something bad.
Petra's only heard of those amongst her kin once. A baby born from a Naga so fierce, so violent, so hateful, it slaughtered not only its mother, but the entire conclave. Said to have spines along its back, teeth that were only meant for violence and death.
Well, there's a lot of bad things out there, but not many things as bad as the Tarrasque. It's a titan, just like the Kraken is. Breed of creatures born from the Titan Lords themselves. Very few creatures hold that in themselves, but you do. In any case, another day on the front. The arbalist clear. Everyone gets back to work.
Can't say I want to see that out in the field.
Nothing but kindling to that thing. Maybe even a toothpick.
The Tarrasque is often a creature spoke to young Naga by the cautions of our curse, to understand that we all have a small chance of bringing something like that into the world.
Ah, fuck. Says one of the soldiers. Man, just getting to know her too. Hope she's alright.
Who?
What now?
The Orcish girls. Tarrasque is heading in the direction of the Orc band. Hope they can find somewhere to hide.
Do we have no way to notify them?
We can notify them. Not usually a concern. This thing just ran through a wall of force like it was nothing. They can't hide it, no matter how ready they are. They'll know they need it.
Petra looks to the others. As much as she would wish to help, being there may cause more problems for them than some
There's
solutions.
little we can do, but make sure that they get enough advance notice to get out of the way.
I don't think any of us can make it there in time unless we have
Tram,
communication.
Tram's looking to the night. Have we notified them? You say you have means. Have we done so?
The Arbalist should be preparing it now, but to hit or miss, they'll be able to pinpoint the direction. Got a
Now
map.
is not fast enough. Get it done.
You're looking like they're moving there. You see the Arbalists are hustling. This knight over here says, I've got an idea. We know their general direction. The Arbalists may not be able to signal them in time. They look. This knight walks over to Valette. I saw you make that shot earlier. If I give you the coordinates, can you send the flare where it needs to go?
There's a brief look of uncertainty, but she steels herself and says, I think I can.
All right. Well, like Tramp said, everyone get working. Come on, let's get moving. And they start rolling out a cannon onto the outside so that the shot can be easier. It's still going to be a very difficult shot. And they bring you outside, Valette, and they give you the coordinates. This will be a skill challenge. One roll won't decide whether you do good or bad. We need consistency in D&D, and that can be tough at times. So skill challenges are my way to get there. You gotta surpass 2 out of 3. If you're good at something, that means the odds are still in your favor. One bad roll won't decide it.
Could Chester X offer guidance?
Of course. Now, guidance doesn't usually work on attack rolls, but I think right now, since we're handling it like a skill challenge, I'd allow it in this instance. But she will
Thank
be
you.
performing attacks to shoot it where it has to go. All the knights are kind of eager and they're itchy because it doesn't matter that they're orcs. They can be orcs, elves, goblins. They're brothers and sisters. They all kind of look at you and there's this silent hope. Even the Arbalists knowing that they probably don't have a lot of chance. Do you guys have any words of encouragement? I imagine, Valette, you look kind of nervous with a whole band of lives and with one shot to save them.
She's doing her best to look real confident.
Tram will walk up, put a hand on her shoulder real quick. You've got this. I know you do. And he's gonna cast Bless on her.
Yeah, I will let Bless and the guidance stack, but guidance will only be for one of the 3 skill challenges, and Bless will be for all.
Petra will look to Valette and speak in a very direct but very supportive tone. Valette is the reason why we all stand here today. For if it were not for her accuracy and her will, her father Diakabao would have slaughtered all of us. You were the one that managed to land a shot between dimensions to render a Titan Lord to his knees. This is not only your capability, but this is beneath you. You can do this.
Wow, that was very, I feel you gave me too much credit, Lady Petra, but those are all very kind words you have said. I hope to do what we must.
Quincy kind of just like nodding situation. He's not good with words, but he will offer to be a guiding shot. He'll kind of send like an arrow or like a flaming arrow to be a visible marker to help you aim.
Not much time now. You ready, Valette?
I guess so.
Take this challenge one at a time. You're not shooting yet until all 3 rolls are performed, but give us your first one. You'll be able to decide the one instant you'll be able to put guidance on, but make sure all of them have Bless.
I will give the first one advantage from one of my inspos.
Excellent.
Isn't there a bless toggle?
You can activate it.
Yes, there is a Bless toggle. Go back to where you were. Here, there should be a Bless section. Right side. Okay, now you should see it in every section.
Ah, there we go. Awesome. Okay. And then advantage on this one. Okay. Let's do this, y'all.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Quincy takes a flaming arrow, and after hearing the coordinates, he sets off a shot in the air, and you just kind of follow this flame. And how does that? And that sets you off in the right direction, I think.
Give us your next one. Permanently lower the DC to under the D20, the nat 20. And now for shits and giggle, you can give me a third one because your ass don't need it. All right, cool. The DC was originally going to be a nasty 20, but since we permanently lowered it, that means all 3 of your checks succeed. Colette, so give us the final rundown of your concentration and your release as you warn the soldiers.
So she just, I think she uses Quincy's guide exactly. She just follows that line of sight. She takes a deep breath and she shoots in that direction. She trusts her gut. She always just centers herself and lets it go and knows it's going to go to the right place.
Shoots out. And it's getting dark out here. You can see it's hard to see past the immediate areas. And as it lands out in the field and it explodes in that swarm of grain and dark shadows, it illuminates the silhouette of the Tarrasque, a massive dark figure as you launch the cannon right into its head. It doesn't seem to notice it's been shot as it just kind of moves around a little bit, but its silhouette illuminating for that moment was more than enough to warn the orcs who are suffering from the desert sight right now. And Sir Boyd looks at you. Damn, that's a good shot. Inspiring. You get a point of inspiration.
Nice. She just says, I've had excellent teachers, and she thinks back to Gundrag. Goldrag.
Let's get this girl some meat and her team. Come on inside. We'll send you off. Proper feast.
I taught you how to handle some big equipment.
Indeed, he did.
See, Petra told you. This is your normal. Your natural.
Lady Petra, you are too kind to me.
She looks after you. She has to be.
When you walk in, you can hear everyone just clapping. Give it up for the new recruit. Hoo, 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 hoo. Everyone just kind of beating their chests and making noises. Mead! Bust out the turkey. Let's get them fat before they go into the thick of the desert. Let's send our brothers and sisters off like the storm they are. Give them the praise needed to march through the red sands of the Seventh Scar. Prepare them for the victory they will already seize. Prepare them for the future they need. Prepare them for the legacy we'll all see. And they start bringing out food. They start bringing out meat and a whole bunch of stuff and get the table together. And when they do, I look at you. Raise our first glass, our mugs, to these fine folk. Drink with us, so that we may see tomorrow, even if it's promised to no. And as they lift their glasses up and they clap your cups, tell you, now this is a nice short rest, a nice break. Let's take a 10-minute break.
Nice shots.
Woo!
That was stressful.
right, we're back. The characters have just enjoyed a small feast, as much of the feast as this place can spare, which for most people is just a normal meal. Nothing too heavy, nothing too light, but a big meal in these people's eyes. You can engage with them if you want, but whenever you're ready, travel to that north part of the map on the right side, and I'll take you to the overview of the Seven Scars.
Quincy would check in if any of them would have leads on our new quarry. Where was his name? Purge?
Boy to be like, you're looking for Purge.
Indeed. We got something to prove.
It's a little out of your way if you're trying to get to the guard.
But in the end of the day, he is the only path forward for us.
You know about Boyd, don't you?
I'm afraid not.
Boyd is Purge is he's a parasite.
And what does he live off of?
He is a portion purgatory. Spat out when he became a Titan Lord. A piece of his conscience that was still good. Member of the First Order, demoted to the rank of gold, but still holds the ranks obsidian in almost everyone's eyes. An outcast among the guard. His word still carries weight. Dangerous to himself and to others. It still protects the Seven Scars, quells threats. Crazy. Mad scientist. Walking, breathing, staying. Titan Lords. Codified. Man no bigger than you and me. Whether he's going to eat you, give you what you need, all depends on who he is that day. Doctor, he's hide.
Sounds like fun. Where do we find him?
There. It's the map of the region. You'll be needing to cut to the center, very more to the left to get to the guard. Once you breach past the red sands, close to the beachfront, there's a swampy area where the battles took place a long time ago. That's where you'll find the Obsidian Guard. Now, about halfway through the center, you're in a hard right, all the way down to the mountain cliffs. Wandering somewhere in this terrain is where you'll find Purge. He didn't stay in one location long. He's strong, he's powerful. No one, not Master Elsh or anyone, can survive staying in one place with the onslaught of creatures coming for us. So you'll have to do some searching here. This is called the Peninsula. And it's dangerous.
As long as we have a heading, I'm sure I can use my magic to get us there.
Wouldn't be guild business if it wasn't dangerous.
Through strife we will grow stronger. We will find him, and our journey to the Obsidian Guard will be completed. Petra must look out for Natasha this entire time anyway. Shh.
Well,
Whenever you're ready. Your name, question, or need for us, you let us know. We'll help when we can. Looks like Elsie made it back from the Orcish expedition.
I'll be preparing my spell for our travels. Just give me a moment. And before we head out, he'll just ritually cast a Guiding Star.
I'll give you on your survival check, obviously, advantage.
Are we ready to go?
Sooner started, sooner we can get through this desert.
Allow Petra to lead the way. Monsters may confuse her for just a different Naga, venturing the lands, guiding forlorn souls. Just point her in the right direction.
I'll take the rear.
And kind of like as Declan releases the magic, kind of like a little mote of light just kind of shoots out into the sky and almost kind of like a little guide to guide us in the right direction.
It's so hot. You just hear him like mumble.
Maybe you should swap some of that dirt out for some water.
Not a bad idea. Although like you hear like the swooshing of the like 15-gallon and a 1-gallon bucket he has with the fish swimming around. And it's like, are you sure you can't hold on to like fresh water? It has to be salt water. It's like talking to Killshot.
Killshot just looks at you, spews a little bit of water in your face.
Oh, I bet that felt nice.
It would be if it wasn't salt water. Did you see like some of his leaves wilt?
Quincy would run up seeing the injured orcs.
They're carrying the commander just kind of on a wooden bed.
Out of the way, out of the way. What's wrong with them?
We were warned in time. Beast coming our way. The Obelisk made a shot that should have been impossible. 2 of them were alive. Commander still had to contend. Draw the creature away. One of its massive stones pierced his back. We didn't remove it yet. We fear it may end his life.
Looks over at Tram. What do y'all call it? Surgery? Yeah, I don't do too much of that, but I can try.
Field triage.
Quincy
Anything you
would
can
kind
do.
of set up around the commander and kind of looks over. Well, I'm strong enough to be able to pull this out, but we'll need to time your magic with it to seal the wound as it's being made.
Alright, well, we can certainly give it a shot. He would do a 3rd level cure wounds on him.
I was gonna
It'll
say
save
you
him.
got your cycle.
Oh, I could do that too.
Might be equivalent to 3rd, but you save a long rest resource.
Yeah, I'd rather do the
For sure.
great.
Cradle of life.
I'm saying it should be as potent, if not maybe slightly more.
I think you're right. So he's going to kind of kneel down next to the orc commander, and you're just gonna kind of see his hair swirl around, but instead of kind of the normal like tornado of pollen, you're almost gonna see him like grab the rock and just see this kind of like just concentrated like glop of it fall and just start to seep into the wound underneath. As you just see it kind of like work its way underneath the stone, as he's almost like trying to wiggle it, as more the kind of like glooped pollen kind of works its way deeper and deeper into his flesh. You just see him kind of really focusing as he's like rolling the rock off, as like it's patching as it goes.
As the magic starts seeping in, Quincy would kind of brace himself next to the rock and slowly begin to lift it as the magic is making it headway, and would almost be as the wounds begin to close, he would move more of it so it's constantly but slowly healing the wound on his back, taking the brunt of the weight.
Does Quincy have medicine or survival?
Both.
What are you better at?
Equal.
Okay. And then it's your pick. So stuff like cure wounds, cure of life, it's good, but the massive stone in him is something that you would need a regeneration to reproduce. So with your expertise, you may be able to seal the wound enough for the magic to still work. It's your challenge, your skill challenge, whichever one of those two you want.
All right, I'll throw a medicine. I'll expend it in spell for advantage. Oh, so that's first fail. I realize I'm on GM still. Public. Next one. I'll expend another in spell for this one.
One last one needed. We put toss of guidance on top of this.
Yes.
Excellent. I was getting word there, but you come out in the end. You see that the wound was probably more serious than you thought. But tell us how you walk through it. You too will be successful.
At first, Quincy is using his halberd as like a lever to begin making headway on it. And he's taking it slowly at first. But as he sees parts of the vital parts of the spine, he at first, like, you know, the wound looks to be getting deeper. But as the magic starts seeping in, he's waiting for the moment when he sees the rock is out of the vital area of the spine. Once he sees that,
yeah, and as you're prying more and more away, you just see him kind of continue to keep like either dropping it from his head or just kind of pushing it deeper into the wound. So like as more is exposed, you just see it going. Well, good thing his skin was green before all this.
1, 2, 3, and he would, with it being cleared up from the vital area, knowing that the rest is painful but not life-threatening, he would take, and with all of his strength, you would see Quincy lift up this boulder and just throw it away.
See, Commander comes to for a moment. Ugh. The operation makes him lose his consciousness, but you know he just needs rest now. His eyes fade. The orc looks. You save him. Groshk, my father. The orcs in the Red Sands are not all kind. Then he goes into his cloak and he pulls off this feathered talon thing. This, the black talon. This, keep Black Sun orcs away. Work only one time. Must be gifted to their leader.
He would, Quincy would take the item and he would kind of kneel down with this orc. I would say in a stance that the orc would find oddly familiar. And in Orcish, he would reply, "We do not share blood, we do not share a home. But we've shared the pain of isolation, and we know what it means to be brothers of choice. We are now brothers of chosen blood. I will fight hard for our sake, and on the battlefield, you will have my blade. In the tavern, you will have my drink. So long as I can have yours just the same."
I am Bath. We are brothers now. Our blood is one and the same. And he cuts his hand for 1 damage to seal this binding.
Quincy does the same in a very ritualistic pattern, kind of grasps them together. I am Quincy, man who was isolated from the world, but chose to make a new world among the isolated. We will make our new home together, be it among the scars or among paradise.
I agree. The two of you become bound. You now have the Black Talon. It will get you out of any Black Sun Orc encounters, which can be messy. One encounter if you can persuade the leader.
Grom looked to Voth, and then in Orcish, he would say, care for your father. He will live, but he will not be comfortable for the next day.
Please, I'm never comfortable. Tomorrow, it's its own reward.
Before they all head off, he would do a bit of a Quincy would almost be unnaturally comfortable talking in Orcish, and to all of them he would call out in like an Orcish war cry of sorts of, today you survived, today that means victory.
Boom, 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 boom. How about the hypeness?
And would kind of, and a very, to you guys, uncharacteristically, he was talking this much, and then he would go back to his kind of closed off demeanor.
Was he looking anybody in the eye while he was talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just Boff. Just him.
Okay.
And you kind of go over to everyone, and you just kind of like, he'll live. Good job, Chester Rex. I couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, same to you. It seemed personal afterwards.
Oh, I've met an orc or two, and, well, sometimes it's the little things that matter to them. And saving family can be one of those things.
Tram pats Chester Axe on the shoulder, gives him a nod. Well done. He doesn't glance at Quincy at all. He turns around and walks off. Let's go.
He's awfully bossy.
Good flower. Quincy would kind of just nod and would slowly start to regroup with everyone and start heading off.
Okay. You just see the next expedition getting ready. Everyone does their tours every single day. The orcs take the easier job, but just as important, by manning the cannons for any of the sea beasts or monsters or ships of pirates and bandits that flock here are many. And they all look at you, the Arbalest having your back until you breach the gate. Once you're beyond that gate, you're on your own. They let you know as much, they shout down such words. They get ready for one last signal. They scream down to you, "Be ready. Once the gate opens, we close until tomorrow."
Open the
Can we
gate.
Can we bring along a combat giant? They seem tough.
We need them.
Oh.
Will be the strength of 2 Joe Giants.
I hope so. As he like wraps the tarp around him again to block out the sun.
You would see Quincy, he would have, this entire time Quincy had this kind of almost like silk scarf, like, you know, lightweight scarf that he'd have around him, and he would take it off of his neck, and he would kind of wrap it around your head a little bit, for the fancy plants.
Thanks. And he'd like put it around his head almost like a babushka.
You see the soldiers begin to lift up the gate. you go and adventure into the Seventh Scar, as people in our place call it, Mortal Plains Hellscape. Something ancient and dangerous about these plains, as though the world itself wants to swallow you up. You can see bats larger than man flying about. But the point here is to only take the fight you have to take, because there's going to be too many around you. You can see creatures shifting in shadows. Not the shadows you heard of, shadows as large as the mountains that cast them, equally able to move and manipulate their presence. But currently hiding from the sun, you'll have to contend with those threats once it retreats for the night. You see skiffs moving about, bandits being picked off. Fights are happening all around you. It's almost unreal. How can this be maintained day by day, through and through? But here we are. Take off into the red sands, you're informed. Only fight when you have to. Only fight when you must. There will be many fights, but they will not all be for you. Pick your battles and you may yet survive. Good luck. Like that, out into the desert you go. Get a survival check all around, Declan, you've got advantage.
I will use an inspo for advantage.
I thought it gave advantage for the group.
Oh, did it?
That's what you told me anyway.
Up the
I'm
Falcon.
6, so my memory. I mean, if that's what I said, that's what I said.
I mean, you got the final call, so.
I mean, you heard the man. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
All right.
Fair enough. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. I love to see that nat 19.
That was a night. I had never really ventured out of my colony.
When you wish upon a star.
She's home. That's what it is. She's home. Did the show and she's back. By show, disguise yourself, Lo. Someone tally up the total for me, please.
Gotta take off my socks for big numbers.
15.
What?
15, 18, 21,
It's
22,
115 maybe.
113.
I was counting the guidance on Quincy if he had it.
Yeah, make sure you
Yeah,
don't.
that was.
Make sure you guys don't count the guidance.
All right,
Yeah, I did.
113 then.
Yeah.
So if the task can't be completed in a minute, then guidance doesn't usually apply to it.
No. This is without the guidance. So I
Oh,
was just
without it, okay. So you can't avoid encounters. What you're getting here is the lesser evil, the lesser bad. Not everything is a combat encounter, but you will always encounter something. In this case, you guys did fairly decent, really well. Anything less than 100 is going to be very nasty for you folks. So let's hope we can maintain a presence above it at all times. These are scenarios which you'll find yourself in, regardless of how they came about. This is what it is now, we've got to manage it. So now all I need is a D4 for one of the minor encounters. We currently will skip all of the major ones. Anyone can roll that D4, just from one of you.
Okay, I'll roll then.
I'm a star boy.
1, 2, 3. Nice.
Fate has decided Tran.
Yes, sir.
Not 3. Fate chooses train.
I mean, if we're talking 3 from the right.
Yeah. No. Top, down, left, right. You know the drill.
So the moment you all breach into the desert, you didn't see what they were talking about at the front. What they meant by not being able to see really far. Anything beyond 60 feet is a gift. And it's always heavily obscured, meaning that you're working with silhouettes. And for the purpose of things that require sight, you are considered blinded, so they won't be eligible targets. Just in case you're not familiar with heavy obscurity. But you do generally know what the creature is. In any case, you travel for what feels like days, but it's just hours. And as you take to the desert, you grow tired. Eventually you find a Mount Rushmore version of monsters, beholders, phase, some type of daemon, and a dragon. And as you traverse it, rocks come tumbling down, and a tornado elemental kicks awake. Let's roll initiative, as this is the random encounter you found yourselves. A massive tornado elemental coming for you, and rocks tumbling down at the end of every other turn while you're on the side of this mountain. Starting with the top of initiative, everybody give me a dexterity saving.
Are we still blinded?
You're blinded regards to things that are more than 60 feet away.
Okay, so danger sense doesn't proc is what I need to figure out.
No, because by the time the danger gets there, you would see it.
Okay, give it another roll.
I feel like it fits that Chester X is going last.
Oh, it's Tram.
Let's see what we got here. These rolls are all final?
Mm-hmm.
They're all or nothing. You got 15 or higher, you're safe. I think it's just Etrak, Declan, and Tram. You guys are taking 3d6 bludgeoning. More importantly, you're falling prone for movement reasons. Now, other than that, the turn continues. Fortunately, whether you just weren't fast on the jump or not, these boulders are going to continue to fall as long as you remain on this side of the battle map. Every other turn, meaning that we're going to have another landslide on Petra's turn. There's nothing that's going to be good coming from the 7 strong. Everything's going to be tough, everything's going to be rough. This is just your first taste. Declan, take your turn.
1 second. So falling prone and taking 12 bludgeoning. You said that more rocks are going to continue fall throughout this round of initiative?
Correct. Every other turn, meaning Petra's turn, is going to be another landslide while you're on the northern peaks.
Thanks. Okay. So, seeing this elemental, what is its disposition? Is it looking hostile? Is it like?
Absolutely. Once it started kicking up is when the rocks started calling down. Certainly not a coincidence. But as for looks, it doesn't have a conventional face. You can vaguely see a mouth and eyes, but there's no real personality to it. Just its actions, I suppose.
Cheshire Axe, you actually succeed. You're within my aura of protection.
Oh.
You got a +3 on your roll.
Oh, actually, Declan. Oh, +3. Never mind. Yeah, I went with Declan. All right. Alrighty. All right. So seeing this, he'll stand up from prone. So. I don't like where this is going.
Also, I misspoke. It's past 30 feet where it's effectively blind. You're effectively blind.
Oh, past 30. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a blazing desert right now. You can't see shit.
Alright. I don't really have. I don't have much choice but to, for the time being, I got the Ring of Featherfall, so he is going to come down here.
Sure, it's a 60-foot descent.
How far is it down?
60 foot.
60 feet. Alright. Yeah, for safety purposes, have to. But yeah, he'll come down here and feather fall down. Taking the dodge action.
Bullet.
Okay. I don't feel like bullets do anything against a tornado, guys. Just putting that out there.
Whatever it means you have to disperse it.
Do bullets disperse?
There's only one way to find out.
I suppose I'll need to see it first.
Oh, you have disadvantage on it. You have an idea of where it is. You can shoot it. Your odds of hitting it are just slightly less. By less, I mean 4.5% less. If anything that requires sight specifically, it would automatically fail.
I mean, shooting a gun seems to require sight, I would assume.
No, well, the purpose of that is there's class features and spells that require sight. For you, the blinded condition is disadvantage on your attack.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it just doesn't seem safe. It seems like the bullet is just gonna get, like, thrown around in the wind, though, Lady Petra.
Fire!
I don't take orders from you. I'm speaking to Lady Petra.
Yeah, but your bullets have been special all this time, haven't they not?
Okay. Oh.
You can do this.
This seems like
A gust
such
of
bad
wind has
idea.
nothing against you.
This seems like such a literal bad idea, but sure. Try.
So, Bullseye's last sentence. You cannot use this bonus action if you have disadvantage on your attack, which you do have disadvantage on
Oh,
your attack.
fuck. That's just both my attack rolls then.
Okay. So you shoot twice. 16 was close, but misses, and 12 misses, obviously.
Well, I mean, this would be rapiding into your disadvantage. I mean, who knows? Your next two rolls could be, really good.
This would
Convert
be
to a
our
hit.
first attack, yeah.
Also, yeah, sure. 12 would be your first attack.
Stop finding things wrong with my sheet. I'm gonna fight you. We're fighting now. That's
Hey,
what's happening.
he's improving your day.
He's helping me, but we are still fighting.
Goodness. Alright.
Close. No cigar.
Okay, well, I think I mentioned bullets are no match.
You might want to move.
Rocks fall.
Everybody dies.
Rocks
I
still
don't
fall, yeah.
have very much more movement.
Declan might be safe. How fast as you descend with your fall? Your ring of feather fall, whatever it is.
I think it's 60 feet around.
Can you confirm?
Ring of
He's-
featherfalling.
Constantly affects the feather fall, yes, so it'll be 60.
Okay. So you are unfortunately being this first barrage until you get through the round. You'd be descending 60 feet at the end of the round. We get everybody yet? We do need everybody's.
Yeah, might be disadvantage anyway, but it doesn't matter. Already failed.
That's all or nothing.
Oh, actually, I had the dodge action, so.
You have advantage in Dex.
What's
Quincy.
the save number?
15. Quincy is within 10 feet of Tram, but does not get the benefit.
I'm aware.
No, just throw that out there. You do not benefit.
I'm aware.
We are not bros.
Cheshire X does. That's a +3 again.
Yep, just barely. I picture it as you just kind of like, he keeps shaking and almost falling. You keep reaching back, grabbing him, and putting him back on his feet.
Alright, if you fail, you take 11 bludgeoning. If you succeed, you avoid it entirely as the rocks, you see them tumble down off the side, falling towards the water. You see Declan get barraged by a few of them as he's slowly descending towards the safe side of the river, as it's mostly clashing over here once it settles. But for those of you over here, some of you are being knocked down by the relentless assault of nature itself. It's like the world is trying to kill you. Petra, it's your turn.
Her massive tail blocks a lot of the rubble that falls, and she looks back, seeing Quincy and Tram getting battered by these rocks, and the noise from below of Declan getting injured. She lets out this hiss. You will not harm the ones I care for. And she will run up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And coming face to face with this creature, she looks up at its swirling mass. Petra would like to see how you keep your form after this. And she's going to attempt to push through its winds. 35.
You realize you can occupy its space because it's so big, but it's still difficult terrain because it is a tornado.
Okay. So I would stop there. But the point was to get within some part of its form. As Petra's reaches down, her fangs, her own teeth extending outward as she bites down on her palm for Titanic transformation. Taking 1 point of damage, as she will take on the colossal form and explode out from it for 14 points of force damage.
You explode onto its body. Unstoppable force, nearly dispersing the tornado, but it's in such good health that it maintains its presence.
And she will immediately take the dodge action, as from everyone sees this brief flash of light into a silhouette of a serpent quarreling with, a form with no body. This serpent with massive fangs and teeth coiling against something that cannot be restrained. But as her turn ends, so does her form. And that'll be EOT.
How's the start of your next turn?
Nope. Colossal's update is that it ends at the end of my turn.
Yeah, the one that made the guild book.
Once I end my turn, the form ends.
Gotcha. What do you got? 600? Yeah. Alright, Tram, you're up.
Tram is tired of getting pummeled by rocks, so he's gonna use half his movement to stand. And focusing some of his celestial heritage towards this creature, he's gonna launch out a sacred flame at it.
I don't think you can see it for the purpose of spells.
Freaking A, right.
Are you able to pick up Quincy by chance?
I mean, if you can move your 15 feet, you'll be within 30 feet of it. You should see it then.
Yeah. Had other reasons to use that, but
How dare you have reasons?
I know, seriously. Well, heck with it. I'm at least gonna get here and use it. And in doing so, busting out my radiant flames. Or
Excellent.
wings, I should say. So I got him, but I'm still on the ground right now.
Yeah, you see the flames, it just blows them away. Unlike most monsters, you would think tornado is quite dexterous. As it's just straight up wind, even if it takes a physical form.
Well, that'll be it.
Quincy. Start of your turn, another rock barrage. Cram has advantage, Declan has advantage.
Disadvantage because of prone, so I fail.
Okay. Remember, it's all or nothing, folks. You're either getting hit or you're not. Only 6 this turn, luckily. Does knock you prone if you fit. Obviously, some of you are already prone, so it doesn't matter. Quincy, it is your turn.
Okay. Quincy will get up from prone. So I have 20 feet of movement left. What would be the action economy to get Cheshire Axe and carry him with me?
Well, it's a grapple, so it'll be difficult terrain to move him.
Okay. Would it be no action economy but difficult terrain?
Well, you know, you'd have to perform a grapple. That'd be
Okay, so action. Gotcha. He will do that then.
Ooh. Thanks.
He picks you up in a full fireman's carry, seemingly with ease, and he just okay.
You can see the rubble stops over here. Just in case you want to go backwards, but going forward might be better. It stops after the bridge, too.
Right. And you said it's a 60-foot drop.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot. You guys are up on a canyon.
Yep. We're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20.
You got Caesar dice, right?
Yep.
Nice.
15, 20, and I will use my bonus action. Falcon for one of these.
Oh, nice.
So Chester X, as he's carrying you, you see him look over this chasm, and he just goes, "Hang on tight. I'll be honest. I didn't think running into a tornado is safer, but for you right now, I think it is." And you see him move with blinding speed, almost as if time moves faster for him. And he goes 5, 10, and with a 10-foot running start, he leaps over the gap.
Ah! As you're like going over the gorge.
15, and he will park you kind of over at the edge, 5 feet to my right. He will stand you up so you're not prone in case of attacks. And he will go in to support Petra.
Which, other than the forms from before, while this one is fleeting, it's strangely far more snake-like, with all these more hard protrusions that are coming out of her back and these like visible fangs that seem to be wanting to leave, but her body's already beginning to disintegrate from the inability to hold the amount of power inside of her.
Quincy has an attack left thanks to the being a grapple, so while it probably won't do much, he will throw a halberd stab at her. For 14. Ooh, nice. Non-magical, obviously.
Okay. stabbing up Ultranate. Oh, yeah, you stick into it. You can't find any immediate purchase since it's wind, but you do injure it.
Nice.
Alright, El Tornado is up. You see him, the wind begins to pile in, and all of a sudden, at first it was repelling you guys. Now it's using a downburst reverse as it begins to pull you in. Such a unique creature is from more NPCs. In any case, if you're within 30 feet, we'll say Declan's fallen enough that he's certainly not. I need a strength saving throw.
Would this effect knock creature prone?
Let's see here. On a failure. No, it will pull you into its own space. So if you are in its space, you have disadvantage on your save.
Okay.
So Petrus is in case you'd be.
I think Tram would intentionally fail that save.
Okay. Graham should know there's a heavy price tag in this. It's not merely a pool.
He's got multiple heavy price tags behind him.
Oh boy. All right. It's expensive. In any case, let's see here. The DC for it was 16. On a failure, a creature takes 34 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
It is pulled into an unoccupied space within the elemental's own space or the nearest unoccupied within 5 feet of it if there are none left. The success, the creature takes half as much damage and no other effects. DC again was 16.
And you said it was 33?
34.
34, okay, so yes, it was 16.
As this is a full-grown tornado and a greater elemental. As it absorbs you into this place, you realize that it's creatures like this that sustain the ever-blowing sandstorm. And it's not the first tornado elemental you saw, it's the first that felt like interacting with you. And as it does pull you in, there's one good thing for you, Tram. It protects you from this rock slide that Valette and Declan must contend with. This is the final one Declan will have to contend with, because then he clears the round. But the rest of your save is just for letting Declan for the rock slide. And both of you make it, getting no damage whatsoever. And Cheeserex, it's your turn.
Ooh, I did have a plan, but plan suddenly changed. As you see, like, hunks of wood out of them missing.
Just Rex, you got your feature.
Yep, that's what he's gonna have to do now.
Well, so that's
So-
you got your reaction though when that happened, right before your turn comes up.
Oh. I could have done that as my that's a reaction?
If I'm wrong, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
it's a
mean
reaction.
that's why it's so great, is because it's a reaction. But I believe you have to. I think you have to damage it, or does it say you have to? You may.
One creature heals a number equal to your level the second creature takes, so it looks like it's a have to.
How many damaged elemental healing at one?
Yep. And he's gonna heal. I think it's gonna. His only option is himself then. So he's absolutely gonna use Return to Cycle as a reaction.
I was asking because if there's ever like one enemy or something, you use it, you'll have to hurt one of your friends.
But in this case, it would just be him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Then yeah, he will use his reaction on that and heal himself for 8 points.
You should heal just your druid level, no modifier.
6. Yeah, 6.
Then you do
Oh,
6.
6, sorry.
Then you do 6 damage to the elemental.
I'm awake.
No, you're good. You're good. So first time using Return to the Cycle, how does that look for everybody? You sapping Tram's life force.
Yeah, right. So you see almost like this essence kind of come up from Tram as his spirit's trying to go. It's like, I'll take care of you next. And so he almost like captures it and then rip. You see it just kind of swirl and like rip it from the tornado. Although in this horse, you see like the Polony Dandruff is very similar from the tornado, but in this case, it's more of like a grayish, bluish, slight tinge from it, as opposed to you'd see Chesrax's like brilliant green kind of go to him. You'll get it back, I promise.
Best part about the Sheathorak is that would happen when Tram goes down because it's a reaction. So literally at the start of your turn, because that's how reactions work, you would get it back even though you did it just so recently. So you already have your reaction back and you have your turn, your full action economy. What are you gonna do?
So I have to ask you something off chat, but in this case, you're going to see Chesrax. All right, coming back for you, and he is going to expend his last wild shape. And you're just gonna see this full kind of like whoosh come at Tram and just kind of encircle him and heal him for 36 hit points.
Nice.
As well as that swirling kind of stay around him, warding off any other attacks. Hey, I had to pay you back for keeping me standing that long. And that'll be EOT for Chesrax.
Okay, on Declan's turn, a landslide triggers. Declan, you're safe from this. It's only Valette that's in landslide territory right now. Alright, Valette, you finally get it swatted by one of these. Take 12 bludgeoning, you're knocked prone. Declan, you've descended the full 60 feet, so you're safe, but now you cannot see the enemy. You still see enough of the silhouette because of how heavily obscured works that you have the blinding condition, so you attack it with difficult terrain as long as it doesn't get full cover.
Let me see, just double check a couple things. Okay. As a bonus action, because I don't want to be getting down on my own, because that's very dangerous. We'll go ahead and do the greater potion of healing this time being. 44 plus 4. So is it gonna be 13? And we'll go ahead and wait to take a shot.
What's your perception? Passive.
Perception passive. It's gonna be 11.
Okay. You don't know what it is, but you do hear creatures in the water. The rocks have disturbed them. You don't know if they'll be a threat, but you would be aware they're there. Also, the elemental, the only reason you can see it, even though you're mostly blind, is because it's so tall, but it does already have cover from the cliffside. It's just +2 to its AC.
Yeah, well, something stacked with disadvantage. It's a very difficult shot. Let's see. So there's a some type of creatures in the water.
Yeah, you're not sure if they're hostile, but the falling boulders is disturbing them.
Okay. So I move, what, 5 feet? Well, okay, so start from here. Let's go. Alright, so it's 15. I'll just start using my climb speed to kind of start ascending the little staircase here.
Okay. You gonna
Um,
dash, or you can do something else too?
I'll probably just dash. So what's the elevation here looking like?
Oh well, this little section here would be 45, but ultimately it's still a 60 full climb. That was the descent.
Gotcha. So I guess with the dash, he can probably make it like up to here, and then he'll be able to finish it on the start of his next turn.
Okay.
Sound about right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Action, bonus action. Boom.
This first fight is kind of a good lesson for all of you because you gotta contend with the environment just as much as the threats. That's gonna be almost every single fight. Valette, speaking of the threats, you're a threat and it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna get up from prone. Move over here. Finally out of the way of the fucking rocks. So, does it seem like if we're not standing there that the rocks won't fall?
Yeah, you had to get across the bridge, but you have enough movement to clear it. You only spent 5 getting up.
Do I have...
We can like get over here somewhere. You got 10 feet left. Because the bridge is getting pelleted too by the shrapnel and stuff.
Okay. But it seems like it will stop now that we're not there anymore and stop disturbing the creatures in the water is what I'm hoping.
Well, the thing coming down is because of the tornado's velocity right now, pulling off the loose stones. So the landslide will stop when the tornado's dealt with. The creatures in the water, when you came over the bridge, you can see them in this narrow area better. You can see one of them is a giant crocodile. And there are about 2 more giant crocodiles behind him. And they're making their way upstream, so it's really good that Declan moved out from down there.
Okay. She'll just turn to the tree man and say, "What do you make of giant crocodiles, tree man?" Cool. Good. You're as scared as I am. Okay, Lady Petra said shoot at the tornado, so we're gonna keep trying to do that.
It's a weird feeling, but you must shoot the wind.
I just don't know what exactly I'm shooting at.
Your first attack misses, but your second attack easily connects. Max out one of those dice. You max out the one, right?
Somebody math that. What is that die?
19.
19. Thank you.
By the way, do you have your critical hit feature yet? I don't remember if you get it at 6.
Yes. Do I? No. Yes.
Yes, no. Yes, no.
Sorry. Yes, but I haven't used any die.
Okay,
yet,
gotcha.
but that is good to remember. Thank you. Okay. Well, all right. I guess I figured out what to shoot, guys.
Nice shot.
All right. These lands are a battle of attrition, so as much as I'd like to rage and have so many bonuses against this guy, I am not. I don't have an infinite amount of them, so I will have to call upon a different power. Crimson Queen, your poison may not be able to affect the winds, but your hard shell will give Petra enough time to overcome this foe. And she'll use the Crimson Crawler, activate it with her bonus action, get some temporary HP. So get 11 temporary hit points, and make a crawling claw attack. Alright, it's gonna miss. We're not at disadvantage, but then make 2 unarmed attacks. One with the tail.
It's
Right, that'll hit for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And then make 1 unarmed attack
it's
for another 6 points of bludgeoning damage. But that is it for Petra. As she's kind of just having to trust that her punches are doing something as she's just throwing them into the wind, but she is managing to just cause disbursements with each attack.
Tram. You just get a flashback to the rubble as you see it constantly pouring down. It's your turn.
Well, Tram will use his sword to help him stand up.
Yay, not dead.
It just kind of thumbs up towards Chester X. Alright, let's see what this does. And he's gonna take 2 slashies.
It's
16 question mark.
no, but you do reveal its AC is 17.
Alright. Well, nothing heroic, just trying to get the job done.
There's a new house rule. When a creature has my favorite number, I have to reveal it. Creature's at 69 hit points. Quincy, you're up.
No, there we go. Okay. So last time I hit it, did it seem like it was like not fully effective when I stabbed it, but somewhat effective?
It has been resisting non-magical attack, but it still hurts,
Okay.
I guess.
Well, seeing how he's not hitting him traditionally, he will kind of grit his teeth, take a deep breath, and as he breathes out, you can all see his breath as it goes from that classic, translucent mist to like this translucent purple as he takes another breath, and you see almost like a red and a blue, almost like hologram version of Quincy start to flicker around him as he begins to phase, triggering a prismatic slash. And I'm gonna hope I hit.
That definitely hits.
As these versions of him start to appear and flicker his essence, they coalesce into this multicolor that ends with a bright amethyst-colored flash of light as his axe head turns into an amethyst axe head that streaks down for 13 points of force damage.
Excellent.
And his second strike would be regular halberd strike. That'll miss.
Boom, right.
I will take bone. Use bonus action to run EOT.
I'm gonna make a very important D6 roll. That its downburst reverse is a recharge that needs a 6. So anything less than a 6, you don't have to worry about that powerful AoE coming out again.
Oh,
Thank God. That's close. Too close for comfort. Alright, instead it's gonna use its Twister, which targets all creatures within 5 feet of it. But it is a melee attack, so it means it could either miss you guys, it could crit all of you guys, or it could just simply hit all of you guys. Alright, 15s all around. Does that hit anybody?
Miss on Tram.
Negative.
miss on Quincy.
And Petra, you didn't reckless, right?
I did not reckless.
Okay, excellent. That would have been a nasty 25. Alright, you're realizing that the Tornado Elemental is extremely powerful, but on its turn it only does a single action. It doesn't have multi-attack where it's doing 5 different attacks. It's hitting you with Twister or it's down, burst, reverse. You can tell from the power of the Twister attack that the wind, you needed every ounce of strength you had in your character to maintain your footing, and that if you had been defeated by his attack, you felt like you would have been thrown quite a bit away, maybe even down the chasm. In any case, that is the tornado's turn for now. It will reposition itself, which it should have done, to step over you guys, because I just now remember that picture's actually small again.
I've appreciated being large.
Yeah. In order to occupy more of your space, since the attacks are very space-based. Use that extra up.
How big did that last attack look? How far out did it go?
You saw that it swept up about 5 feet, so everyone occupying its space and within 5 feet of it. But the
You're
downward
going to-
burst, reverse was a 30-foot thing.
Gotcha. He's going to see if he's going to risk attack of opportunity because he doesn't want to. So you're going to see Chester X run to the other side. Alright, let's see if I can find a blind spot on this thing. And then you're going to see his hair start twisting in the breeze. Well, you're not the only one that can command the elements here. And he is going to cast Call Lightning. And as he does, you almost see like this burst of like light and just leaves and everything come out of him and start getting twirled up in the tornado element storm. And he will take control of this thing's storm.
Excellent. The sandstorm is a storm, so you get the extra D10.
And he is going to cast it down on this thing and try and angle it at again without meta too much. So let me know if I am. So that he doesn't hit everyone in the tornado. He just hits the tornado element.
If you're choosing a point you can see. Is it
Yeah,
a 5
so
foot
it'll-
explosion? What is the explosion again?
I believe it's 10 feet.
But this might be the only spot. I'm talking about the actual explosion. Is it 5 feet?
It's a
60
creature within
foot
5.
Yeah. So he chooses a square and has 5 feet.
Yeah. So the box I just made for you is your best bet.
Perfect, and that's the spot he's gonna strike it. It'll be a dexterity, but the wind isn't that dexterous, right? Spell save is 16.
Have you ever heard the phrase "run like the wind"?
Yeah, the wind's pretty
Ah.
dexterous.
Details.
17.
Oof. I believe it's half, right, on a save?
Yeah. I'm waiting for the damage, but you have the extra D10 to offset it a little bit. Nice. I said 9 damage, yeah. What's this, lightning or it's lightning? I call lightning though.
Yep.
It does have lightning resistance because it's a wind elemental. But luckily it's not immunity.
Hmm. But everyone can see it okay just fine, right? Like the storm isn't messing them up too much?
I mean, the storm is just as strong as ever. You're using it to your own strength.
Yeah, just debate on whether or not to disperse it or not. Nah, he
It's
won't.
not making it worse, so.
Yeah. Alright. He'll hold on to it for now.
Who's Declan?
Using his speed to get up here. Move another 10 feet. I think that'll put him within range. Okay, well, maybe another 5 feet. No. Get myself at a safe distance. Enough, anyway. I will take a pot shot with Firebolt. To no avail. And we'll go back a little bit more. Don't have anything bonus action, so that'll be it.
Yeah, your bolt flies, but the wind just kind of sucks it up and the fire disperses. And Valette, what do you got for us?
Okay, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. We're gonna get to there. Seems good.
Check for the your misfire reaction to fix your gunner.
Okay. Yeah, I can use, I think, my bonus action. to do it, but
Your reaction.
Reaction.
Is Bonnie your magic? Did you rename the gun you got from the dude Bonnie, or is this your other?
No, no, I'm not using Bella.
Okay. It does seem to resist a non-magical gun.
Motherfucker. Okay.
I mean, you're hurting you, but it's taking half damage.
Okay. In either case,
Sorry to quiet.
so it deals an extra 4 damage, 2 damage. And that's all, I guess. I guess we'll use the other different gun. I have too many guns, you know, I think is the problem.
That's
I
a good
said
problem.
no whenever.
Yeah, it's a good problem. All right, Petra, you're up.
All right. Bonus action. I will take my portion of the greater healing potions. Because if he's going to gear up for that thing again, I at least need to try and survive it. 17. And we'll move a little bit. 5, 10, 15. I may need to give other people the ability to leave this thing's space, so I'm going to move 5 feet back. Do I provoke opportunity attack?
It would. He does have a 5-foot reach.
Okay. I want to try and get its reaction so Tram and Quincy can get out of that area.
On 18
That hits.
for 22 bludgeoning.
So that'd be for 10 into my main pool after my temporary hit points.
I'm gonna do a Blade Ward.
Oh,
All right. Unfortunately, Blade Ward does not work.
yeah, but it's a magical creature. Alright, we will then use our tail to make a couple attacks with our reach. So 1 for 5 points of bludgeoning and 2. And that will miss. And Petra will. Hey Tram, if I move here, am I still within the space of your aura or not?
You've been around enough. You know it's 10 feet.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to picture. Okay. Then I'll move there and hope you guys can hold it off. But I took its reaction, so you can try and get out of its space if you want to.
Tram wants to get out from underneath it, but has no interest in getting away from it.
You can see that its storm around it has kind of calmed now that it's beyond bloodied. And that the rock slide, as of that 5 damage, is no longer active. So it's safe to go north if you have to. Of course, there's other places you can go to.
Tram's gonna push his way through this creature to get on the opposite side of it.
All right, it is difficult, but I'm sure you have enough movement.
Yeah, give me 30. 25 get me through. Finding himself a little separation from everyone else. Hopefully, don't find an interesting area to overcome other folks, like, you know, folks south of him. Alright, so he's just gonna do what he can to try and get this guy's attention. Nothing fancy. Definitely not fancy. Super unfancy.
No. The wind is just too much. Quincy, what are you gonna do?
Use my bonus action to trigger another prismatic slash. Try to get some more unresisted damage onto it.
Its body just kind of wane as it looks at you and Tram.
Kind of ducks underneath Tram, slides under, and tries to run his blade, glowing with amethyst-colored energy, and try to run it right into the sensitive bits. For 14 force.
Oh yeah.
Second strike for 12.
Another 12, and this one's not magical, right?
This, yeah. So we got force damage and then regular slashing.
Oh, so a nice 20 chunk of its health. And you see the tornado's elementals begin to seriously wane. It's kind of stuttering out at times, having trouble maintaining its form. You're not sure if the storm is Caesarak or the elemental, but you got a little left in him.
30, 25, 40. And he will kind of dash back, reposition out of the backdraft should it come back.
All right, now you guys do not want to see a 6 on that die because this downward reverse is very potent. Which is, yes, that is the actual turn for it in real life. Gonna go for a twister or a fling. We'll go for a twister. It will move here first, so it has multiple targets to twister. Making one attack roll against you. This could be good, this could be bad, this could be normal. And it is a 15 again. I don't think that hits anyone. Maybe Caesarax, but I'm not sure.
It does hit me.
Oh, it does hit you, okay. See if you're out, just make sure it's all. Ah, 16, lucky motherfucker. Alright, let's see what you got here. You are wearing, should have studded leather. 12, 3, yeah, 15 exact, okay. Yeah, you have 15 AC by the way now. In any case, it does slam into you for 24 bludgeoning damage. Alright, so that's the damage, it's 24 bludgeoning. In any case, it maintains its position. A simple creature.
All right, let's try this again. And he is going to call lightning down at this thing. DC 16.
Okay. That's 16 or?
Yeah, 16.
I get to 23.
So half a 13 and then half one more is 6.
I mean, you're slowly waning through it as a lightning. Its own storm is brewing, but yours is starting to overtake it.
Ugh. I gotta figure out a better strategy for this thing.
Eclante.
Alright. Alright. Shot. Dice are not on my side today.
Talking up to Declan, not being used to deserts being this ferocious. In your desert, you get to see at least 60 feet. Volette.
Alright, let's start, I guess, maybe with drinking the potion of greater healing. That's maybe probably what we need to do. It actually does, and I didn't mean to do that.
Also roulette, Russian roulette. Like 16.
Perfect. Okay. I guess we're just gonna dodge roll again. The fuck on out of here. Over this way. And we'll try 2 shots with our magical gun.
Did you say magical gun?
I did.
Cool, so you're doing your
Damn.
it's not dead, but it's extremely injured. And it looks at you because it recognizes that you're the one that bring it to the inch of its life, and it looks like it's gonna try to destroy you.
All right. She just stands tall and I guess tries to look it in whatever its tornado face looks like. Bring it on, bitch.
What the hell? You see Dave Chappelle in? No, I'm just kidding. In any case, it has to survive. Petra, Tram, and Quincy first, and they probably have plans otherwise. Petra, you're up.
Petra will look at her hand and her fingers will slowly curl into a fist. She may not understand things the same way Natasha's family does, but her fists will carry forth the destiny and future of not only her people, but the way of Obsidian. You will bow to her blows. And she'll go into a reckless attack and make a couple of unarmed attacks.
That hits.
5 bludgeoning on the first one.
All right, you see it resisted. Hits as well.
For 4 more bludgeoning.
And that's all your attacks?
Yep. Her strikes, trying to get it to bow, she'll look to Tram and Quincy. This is it. Finish it.
No need. Describe the kill.
As her fingers had curled into his fist, what remnants of her Titan blood caused this almost like red glow to begin to strobe around her fist. While it isn't magical, it will carry forth the will of the Titans as she surges forward and lets out this battle cry as she leans this fist back to give it as much momentum as possible. And when it enters the form, this red glow causes a small shockwave which finally pushes the creature beyond the point of being able to form anymore. And the winds scatter in that shockwave.
Just hear like this yellowish sound coming from it as it disperses and shooting around. Its energy, Chizu, actually feel like you can capture it, obtain it, control it, as nature calls out to you. Do you have nature skill, Chizu? Actually, yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Skill
just
challenge
confirm that.
time. 2 out of 3.
Oh, yeah.
No preparation.
All right.
Just raw skill challenge.
Take my first inspiration, Max.
It's hard.
What's
It's
that
powerful.
damage?
The creature. You can't control it. You have a minute. Let's see.
You can take a point of mine as well for your second run.
Yes.
If you're saying something, I'm getting some static right now.
Your
You
first
have
2
advantage
rolls
on
are-
the first 2.
Go ahead, check.
Oh, there it is. Now I'm hearing y'all now. Advantage on the first 2? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Excellent. That's a success. Come on, baby.
Alright, second one coming up.
Advantage. Sweet. Now let's see if we can get a critical success by passing the third one, but you already got enough.
Normal. Oh, used up all my 20s earlier.
I mean, you already got 2 out of 3. That's enough to get. You should be given. You were able to pull in the tornado elemental, and as you absorb its power, 2 things are going to happen. 1, you see a tornado sanctuary form around you guys, allowing you to rest here for the night, where otherwise you would not benefit from a long rest in these wilds. As you expand the tornado element and shoot it out around you. And finally, when you complete your long rest, you are going to have a fly speed equal to your normal speed for the next 7 days.
Whoa.
And to absorb the essence in your elementals, this scarred, land of the seventh star. These creatures are brimming with primordial energy from years past, such as the Titan Lords. Here, you'll be able to do wondrous things. Horrible at times, but equally wondrous. You didn't just kill this creature, Cizrak. You erased this from existence.
Ooh. He's both happy and a little saddened by it at the same time. You're just gonna see him start to like do loop-to-loops and everything as he's like twirling around and like darting all over the place. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm a bird, I'm a bird, I'm a bird, look at me go! And he's just like twirling around and like cartwheeling and everything. Oh, if only Kaishin could see me now.
So, as the fight settles, you guys are now enveloped in this tornado shield, a shroud to help you against the coming darkness. In this kind of 60-foot region where you have this protection, your failing vision is restored for a moment to breathe, to rest, communicate. As you can see again, sand no longer maintained here. And Cizrak at its center, the eye of the storm, power perfectly surrounding him, as you see him floating off the ground from his newfound flight speed for the next few days. How do you address each other? And well done, survivors.
As you guys are doing whatever, you're just gonna see him like plunge deep into this water and stream and everything to try and rinse off all the sand and grit.
Valette is just gonna yell at you as you start flying down there. Giant crocodiles!
What? Sploosh.
I tried to tell him earlier. He wasn't listening.
Petra finally can lay down, but from all the violent winds and taking so much ripping turbulence, when she pulls down her veil, all of her hair is gone. She is hella bald. Like Voldemort level bald. Why is everyone looking at her like that?
You just look different, is all. Just different.
Is that good?
It's just a new version of Lady Petra, and I think it may take some time for them to get used to it. I think Valette as a Mokomo, like, appearances changing and shifting are very natural to her, so it doesn't bother her. Like, she's not weirded out, and she does, like, help collect the rest of your hair, because she is going to help remake your costume for you.
Well, Petra is unsure where most of it's gone. She feels her hair will find its way throughout all corners of the seventh scar now.
Perhaps it might. Although she pats her pocket where she does have a good amount of Petra's hair.
And it's like these long black hairs. It's like grudge hair. So it's not the most pleasant kind of hair, but it's long.
Like definitely sticking out of her pockets. It's not fucking creepy. She's a Mokomo. It's totally natural. It's a costume. It's normal, guys. But it's like super obvious that she just has lots of your hair in her pocket.
Still, it is quite embarrassing, so she will put the veil back on for now.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Again, it's just a new appearance.
What is it? He never said anything about Naga's molting like this.
She didn't think it relevant. Usually happens within the first 100 years. But maybe she's grown up faster than she understands.
Don't think that tracks biologically, but Nagas don't exactly abide by most normal biology.
Normal by his standards, but Nagas find the anatomy of all of you to be quite interesting and out of the ordinary. Hopefully this doesn't displease Declan too much.
Why do you think that would displease me? I'm just...
He cares a lot about looks.
Okay, that's a bit of a misconception about me, but I'll let it slide for now.
I hardly think it's a misconception. You can barely keep your eyes off yourself every time we pass a mirror or a flat body of water.
Anyway, and if this is something meaningful to the Nagas, I would like to make a document or two, if that's okay.
Of course. It's a signal of a change. Growing older, the next cycle begins. Petra at some point will. You've seen her wounds heal by shedding skin. She will shed her entire body when the time comes, which should be soon.
Is it painful?
It's uncomfortable, trapped inside your own skin for a certain amount of time until you are ready to emerge. Older, sometimes different, sometimes transformed, but still us. Akin to serpents that modern civilizations deal with, every so often they shed this skin for their own health. In a way, it shows Petra is healthy. It's just peculiar that it's happened so soon.
If there's anything I can do to help in any way, just say the word.
Just don't panic whenever you see Petra. It will resemble that of a petrified creature.
Okay. But I was just thinking about that, what you were saying about that Titanic creature before. You said Nagas in times past.
You cut out there. Sorry, Shake. What was that?
You said, talking about the Titanic creature at the love table, the Tarask. He goes on to say, you said your people produced one of those in times past.
Only through stories. Nagas can give birth to any kind of monster. Even the ones at powers and heights such as that. But she's only ever heard one story of it happening. And it resulted in the deaths of anyone who was there. Even from birth, it was not only capable, but eager to kill and destroy. That is the fate that her people try and prevent. Even Petra is capable of giving birth to one of those creatures.
I see. Are you still sure that you don't want to help in breaking the curse on your people?
As she is not sure. Not every monster is evil. Some can be beautiful and offer so much to the world.
And with others of their kind in the world, they can surely reproduce on their own. When there's hardly any other Nagas in the world, wouldn't it be preferable to not have to worry about killing your own offspring world?
What was that, Shade?
Wouldn't it be preferable to not have to kill your offspring potentially for the safety of the world?
It is a responsibility given to Petra's clan, something we accepted when we were born. Would she wish not ever to claim the life of an innocent babe? Of course. But it doesn't change that while there's so much heartbreak and sorrow for a curse such as this, Petra doesn't wish to change her or change her people, because the curse can provide a type of beauty that is unique. You humanoids can give birth to your own kind, but you do not know if they are capable of good or evil. You can only hope what you do will lead them to a path where one day you can smile and be proud of them. With Naga children, a lot of the time, it's as plain as day or night if they are capable of being good or capable of bringing great evil.
So you wouldn't change it?
Despite how much sorrow and pain it brings, she would not. It is the curse gifted, and Petra would never change anything about herself or her people, even if it means it would be a continuous cycle. If anything, to prove how strong-willed her and her people are.
Just doesn't sit right with me, that's all. He kind of kicks his feet off the side.
Why is that? Why does Declan care so much about the mother's curse?
Just the look of deep sadness on your face when you told me the story of always worrying what you may mother. It's just, to me, it's inconceivable. It's not something I want you to have to bear. So if it's possible to help you and your people to break free of such sadness, it just seems right to look for a way at least.
Petra feels she is neglected in telling Declan all the good things that have come from Naga. She understands it's easier to speak of the things that haunt us, things that hold us back, but so many children of Naga in her colony are beautiful and kind and good. Her nephew, the Minotaur, being the most adorable little thing. He must be so big by now. And her sister gave birth to something a few years ago. We do not know what to call it, but it looks like us, but possesses the face of a humanoid being. Massive in scale, like a serpent, but just a peculiar face, and it tells such hilarious tales. Completely made up, for it never left. But we do love to humor it.
So,
Petra will make more effort in the future to tell Declan more of the beings that are good and that have brought so much joy to her and to her people.
and then what of the Nagas themselves? Isn't there a threat that your people might come to an end if more of you aren't produced?
All things do come to an end. But Petra feels this curse has a way of balancing things. Maybe maybe the world is not meant to possess so many of us. Not meant to be populated by her people. What remains is probably what the world decides is allowed to be. And in doing so, maybe it'd be a message that no matter how few there are, as long as there is one, they'll push through to the future. She hopes this is not the case. She hopes her people can flourish. But they need to leave the scar and not be seen as monsters. And for others to give them a chance. And for others to not leave them when the curse doesn't suit them. As she kind of like becomes distant in her eyes, thinking to the one person she shared intimacy with. Not to leave us when things just get hard.
Oh, Petra, I believe you truly are one of a kind. And probably one of the best Nagas to be a face for your people to the rest of the world. And it's been a pleasure and a privilege to get to know you. To call you a friend. And I would do anything for you.
Oh. She's about to respond, but her motherly instincts are kicking in. But also, go ahead, Tucker.
You said you're talking. You see a snake kind of sneaking up on Declan, but as it's sneaking up on him, it rolls past him and to you. And it's just looking for somewhere safe tonight, and it rolls around your hair that's fallen all over the floor and some of your skin that you begin to shed, and it hides underneath it.
Petra smiles and will grab up more of that hair that's been discarded and cover up more of the snake and speak in abyssal to it. Stay within this realm, little one, and she will protect you. You are safe. And then immediately has to turn her attention to flailing from the water. She will be back.
Yeah. Speaking of the water, you can have your final respond, Declan, as we shoot to that Quincy and then Tram and Valad.
One
I think
last
we're-
thing.
Nothing? Okay. So T-Zax and Quincy, what do you guys up to?
I think we're just starting to get out of the water, it seems like. Chesirax gracefully lands in bushes. Quincy kind of slowly gets out of the water. He wasn't swimming as much, just kind of rinsing himself off, cleaning off his armor and his body. Kind of slowly get up. Would very, cautiously pull Chesirax up, get him standing up.
Oh. Have you seen my pants kind of look like the bush, but not on me at the moment. Did you see where they went?
Quincy reaches into the water and pulls them out.
Yep,
Are
those
these
are
what you're
it.
looking for?
Yeah, I was told I wasn't supposed to walk around like this among all you other folks, so would you mind handing them back so I can come out of the brush? I got some twigs and... Well, I got more twigs on me right now than I normally am used to.
He would think about it and goes, "Have you gotten your air legs yet?"
Working on it, but I definitely got some more practice.
Well,
You see him
fetch.
like zoom again, he's like, oh.
And he would ball up your pants and hook them into the air.
Oh yeah, he definitely would go for it, but he would like try and like zoom through him and just get him caught like chest level as he's tangled up. So you just see like a half naked Chesirax, and it's the wrong half that's naked, like twirling in the air.
Free Willy.
And you just see him kind of like wrestling as he just falls right back into the brush again. Almost got it.
He would catch you before you landed in the brush. Oh,
So you're
okay.
catching a half naked Chesirax. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you are forward.
Uh-huh. This is the man with no pants.
Yeah, that's fair. As he like rolls off of you and everything, you see him like start to like work it down. Ugh,
Alright.
that's better. Now I'm ready for polite company, right? Is that how you all say it?
Close enough.
He just gives you like a hearty clap on the back. Yeah, I think you're gonna fit right in.
I guess we'll find out. And Quincy would kind of give Chesirax a firm pat, and your strength today was not unnoticed. You got something special about you.
Aw. You too. Although there's quite a bit lurking underneath that calm surface you have there.
I don't know. Maybe. Now, go ahead. You can go finish.
I was just gonna say, I definitely would like to hear it sometime when you're ready.
Maybe. I would say with that, as Petra, you're coming down. What's everyone's passive insight would be? What will be your insight modifiers? Petra and Chesirax.
-1.
You're 15, right? Because you're +5.
Passive perception is 15. Insight is
What's your insight modifier?
+5.
Then yeah. So with the passive 15, I would say the call. It's a touchy subject for sure. You've seen someone. In fact, you probably remember. You might have a memory of how long it took for Kaishin to open up to you, and you're seeing a similar pained expression that come across his face for a moment, and he would kind of say, "Maybe with you." For now, I am less forward than, as he points down to your now covered lower half, than that. So I just need a moment to wipe myself off.
He just smiles. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Kind of walks over to Petra. Are you okay, Petra? You fought quite hard there. That's taking a toll.
Is what is necessary to get to the end. She's just making sure Chesirax is okay.
He is wet and wild.
Petra, what happened to all your hair?
She like pulls the veil a little bit. It's all gone. The winds were a bit too strong.
Well, at least you're smooth all the way around now, I guess.
Very strange thing to say.
Just make sure you stay covered. Freshly exposed skin like that could burn more easily.
This is her home, Quincy. She knows.
He kind of laughs and gets awkward. Right. Silly me.
She is happy to have you here. She just hopes there'll be enough moments to help you and all of the people she cares about see the beauty in it at the same time.
It's there. It's covered under a literal and metaphorical scar, but as he kind of takes some of the water and wipes off his hands, it's there.
Now, are you done bullying my child?
Mutual bullying.
Hmm.
And yes, I just need to go dry myself off.
Soon enough, Petra will begin seeing you as her child. So beware. A mother's fire is something you should not draw.
Quincy, what's your passive perception?
14. Quincy would kind of head off into the brushes for a moment of privacy as he drives himself off.
Okay, so from there you're about on the brim of the tornado. Obviously, you won't exceed the tornado sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
But on its being that close to its edge, you can see just beyond it, almost invisible like, is a glass-like alligator. Seems to be like a special breed, a powerful hunter. It's hoping that the tornado subsides soon, but you have a feeling you'll last out the night.
Quincy would stare it down and create a prismatic slash on the ground, kind of striking the ground, creating a line in the sand as a kind of a show of strength that they are not prey.
You see it turns around and it looks back at you one more time before turning invisible again, but really what it's doing is camouflaging as it kind of blends in, and it just lumbers off, trying to find an easier meal. No point in hanging around here.
Quincy would slowly and cautiously remove some of his armor and dry himself off before re-equipping everything and heading back.
All right. How about Trem and Valette? We're gonna be ending here pretty soon. What are you guys doing during your break? Just watching everyone else unwind? What else are you up to?
Tram had, right after the fight, some frustration set in, and he's normally known for being pretty meticulous and caring about his equipment, but he just slammed the shield to the ground and sheathed the sword and chucked it to the side. And took a deep breath, sat himself down in the sand, and just started to try to center himself again, focusing on his rather poor performance against this creature, some poor decisions, inability to be very effective, kind of working through those emotions, but also understanding and realizing, having been in combats, that not everything's always perfect, doesn't always work out the way you want it to, and just trying to use the reality of the situation that everyone came out alive, and it's on to the next.
Ready. Get a little feedback from you, Drop.
Oh, sorry.
Good. I mean, Valette, you'd be the closest one to him during all this time. Do you say anything to him, or what are you doing? What are you up to?
Valette has her own routine that she usually goes through. Like, she cleans her guns, and she usually has a pretty similar routine to Tram, I think, with like meditating. She tries to find her center again. So I feel like that's what she's gone to do to try and find like a small semblance of shade and, you know, calm down. And she's just hearing Tram like throw off his sword and his shield. And so she just keeps like cracking open an eye and looking at him with disdain. But no, she does not say anything. She just waits for him to settle down and, yeah, continues meditating. And eventually she'll finish fixing her gun and clean them, and that'll be that.
Excellent. Tram and Valette, you guys see a single creature. It looks like to be a scout of some kind. It's watching you guys from the tornado spear that's protecting you all. Seems to know where you guys are, whether this can be a problem now or tomorrow or a week, who knows. This place, even with the sanctuary provided to you, it's not a place you can catch many breathers. Tram and Valette, since you guys are on the top, actually Declan's up there too still, you guys can make a perception or investigation to get a better look at it through the tornado shield.
Declan's looking out towards Quincy, Petra, and Cheshire, so he's not exactly looking that direction.
Sure, I'll give you a point of inspiration for staying honest on what you're up to.
Not to jump on that wagon, or to call for the inspo, but Tram is meditating with his eyes closed, so he has no idea.
That's true, okay. Valette, an 11 would have been good for almost everyone else. And I say that for a reason. You guys can vaguely hear the creature, and I think that Tram, while it'll be too long to spot exactly what it is, you remember its sounds, its movements, through your focus, through your meditation. You envision the creature you haven't seen since the tavern attack. Creature that was fighting against Umbremis, one of the Furies. What this one exactly looked like, you couldn't remember, but the one that you fought a long time ago looked something like this. Again, you didn't get a look at this one. Go ahead, Valette.
So there's just a hot dump. I'm assuming that like I catch sight of this or some feeling of this as Tram's annoying the shit out of me while he's meditating over there. But there's just a hot devil mommy watching over us. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah, so it's hard to see because of the tornado streaming about, but here's the full artwork. And we don't know if it's exactly this one, but it is another Horned Fury, which they work for Bellatrix. But you do see it fly away. It just kind of took note of where you guys were and took off.
That seems good. That seems safe. That's totally normal. Hot devil mommy definitely is our guardian angel, y'all.
Verna's squinting through the sandstorm is like, I think I see a pair of boobs.
Hard eyes. Thanks for running out there. Okay, we're gonna do closeouts here in a moment. So what I'll do is I'll go down the row. We'll do a verse forward. So we're starting with Valette here in a moment and ending with Tram. Give me kind of your outtake, your outro, whatever, to your characters' final moments tonight. And before we get to that, what is the group's consensus right now with the information provided by Valette and the rest of you? Do we want to attempt a long rest here and push our luck? It'll be a survival check. Or do we want to relocate? But the thunderstorm, you don't think that Cheezer actually be able to take it too far away from where the core of the elemental was? That could be above board talk. It doesn't matter to me. You guys can vote for it in chat. It doesn't matter. So we got half. All right, we got majority, so that the discussion's already over. So again, starting with Valette, give us your final scene of the night after you kind of get settled in and ready to set up camp and stuff.
Petra is still, I think, processing her place in all of this. So I think she's just gonna, as always, she just kind of stays to herself. She's gonna meditate and probably just sleep. Uh, hopefully rest in this hot ass desert. I'm assuming at some point the sun's gonna go down and it's not gonna be as hot. So I think she's just like trying to stay calm and center herself while it's hot so that she can get to the cool and rest, hopefully.
Okay. And as you kind of settle down and get ready to end your night and cool off, Chizarex and Corinne.
So Cheshire would just be kind of like talking with Petra and just kind of smirking. Just kind of like, no, you don't need anyone else. And that would kind of just be where he'd leave it.
Sure. Carry your conversation with Petra and late into the night. Declan, you're out.
After him and Petra had that conversation, and just watching Petra interacting with Cheshrex and Quincy down below, just a small smile kind of creeps across his face, enjoying the time that he has with the people close to him. And he just starts reminiscing about some other people that was close in his life before. And then his facial expressions kind of turns almost turns sour before he looks to a tattered scroll, and he just starts combing over its contents, very inquisitive like, just kind of studying whatever its contents may be, but that's where Declan will be kind of heading off.
Okay. Quincy.
Quincy begins coming back to the group. As he finishes putting his stuff back on, hit the Goldrak's words echo in his head, him being urged to trust. He grips his body tight and tries to reconcile that idea, but unfortunately isn't quite able to accept the thought. And so, again, this somewhat closed-off figure will return and will thank everyone for all their work in today's battles, getting them this far, and he will quietly begin setting up camp and supplies, building a fire for cooking food, and collecting some buckets of water, working to support the group, but doesn't talk that much while doing it, still in that closed-off body posture.
Excellent. Petra.
Eventually, with talking with Cheshirax, the two would wind down into a very comfortable position where Petra has allowed her coils to be like bedding for Cheshirax and her, as she's like leaning against her own coils and kind of having like a gal pal like talk about the ideal partner, the kind of person they both look for. And would just go into the night kind of just talking between Cheshirax of who that kind of person could be to them.
You would discover very quickly there's not really a single type for Cheshire-X.
And for Petra, just someone who won't leave.
Tram.
Well, it would take a little bit of time for Tram to kind of center himself and calm down from the recent battle, but he'd eventually do so and gather his equipment and kind of walk back around the camp and sort of go into the routine of helping set it up. Partly to help set up the camp, but also partly using it to keep more tabs on Quincy, just sizing him up some more still. Was able to catch a little glimpse of what he was capable of in the fight. There were some moments of potential yet again, but it's still early. So we will see where that goes. But he'd also, after that's all done, getting things wrapped up, having heard that creature that was keeping an eye and the familiarity that he has with that, we couldn't help but think back to the dream that he had some time ago with Bellatrix and his sister and what became of her, and just contemplating on it, wondering if it could be true, or if it's just mind games, or just some silly dream.
Okay. Suppose we will see. But to end this night, we need to make a group survival check in the desert.
Would Guiding Star have any effect on this check?
No, you're just stationary, so it wouldn't help you direction-wise. Just sleeping here for the night. That's like when you're going pursuing stuff.
Not bad. So far. No.
Not
Brad.
bad.
1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the degrees. You guys are close to 100. About 4 hours into your rest, meaning that if you're capable of taking another short rest, you could have achieved that. I'm not sure if you guys already took 2 or not, though.
This would be our second one.
Okay, so you
No,
guys.
it's-
Huh?
Well, we took one short rest before we head out, so we still have one short rest left in the tank.
Yeah, that was the question. Petra said we have one more. All right, so you guys do have one more, which is something you can achieve now, which you should roll for. At the edge of the camp, you could see the tornado spear. About 5 hours after, begins to just disperse. On the other side of it, there are 4 horned furies. One of the horned furies descends in front of the camp and looks at all of you as you're easily awakened by the breach of the tornado, which most lesser creatures cannot penetrate. You see the horned furies lift up their weapon and begin to speak in Inferno, whispering something horrible. Flame and spear erode, ashes smoking, death cometh, summon thee, sister. And as a portal opens up, stepping out of the portal, looking down at the party, I heard you've been looking for. The session ends. The arrival of one trans system. Thank you all for watching Legacy, our Obsidian Guard campaign. You'll catch us bi-weekly for the action. And we'll see how this all unfolds then. Everybody say goodnight to the stream.
Thanks,
Night
stream.
stream.
Night stream.
Good night, stream.
It's your boy Falcon, and I'm flying out.